Okay, in the old town, you want to look at the reverse side of the sign. The bad Dick and Brody coming up on the reverse side. He's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask for a different reason than we are. Okay, we'll leave it. We've left the old town. We're not coming over to the new town. Edinburgh's very much a city of contrasts. And the main contrast in Edinburgh is old and new. Old town we've left, new town we've coming over. Well, there's the new town of Edinburgh to the 80 degrees on the right hand side. See the buses down in Prince Street. Prince Street is the main street. It runs 1 mile from east to west. But, as well as being the main street, for all intents and purposes, Prince Street separates Old Town to the south where we've left. Where we've left, to your left. Prince Street stop before we cross Prince Street over in the new town. Any takers for stop number 11? No. Two art galleries here on the right. The first one, the National Gallery of Scotland. And next to the Royal Scottish Academy. As you can see, these two buildings are each built in the Greek classical style. And these buildings are the ones like them in Edinburgh, given rise to Edinburgh being given the title the Athens of the North. These look very close to the cross Prince Street and Newtown, because most people don't believe I'm going to tell you about Prince Street. When Prince Street was completed in the late 1700s, believe me, Prince Street was residential. 200 years later, Prince Street has changed from being residential to commercial and retail. Because you must remember, the new town you're in now was originally an aristocratic suburb for all the wealthy people who were leaving the scum of the old town to come and stay in the new town. There was nothing here. This was grassland until the new town was built. The new town, as you can see, is very much a contrast to the old town. The new town is built very much in a well-defined grid system. There's 3 wide major parallel boulevards from the beach of the new town. Across the first one, Prince Street, and into the second one, George Street. We'll down on the bottom one later, Queen Street. Prince Street, George Street, Queen Street. You see them on the map, you see them on the tour. And there are 2 little squares either end of the new town. All there to your right, behind the bus, is our terminus, St Andrew Square. We'll be back there in about 20 minutes. St Andrew Square is mirrored by the most beautiful square in Edinburgh. Behind me, in front of the bus, is Charlotte Square. You ain't seen nothing till you've seen Charlotte Square in Edinburgh. Because Charlotte Square, we're calling to, is reckoned to be unsurpassed anywhere in Europe for the beauty of its Georgian architecture. So please contain yourselves. You've only a few minutes to wait until you see Charlotte Square, and you will not be disappointed.
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? I criticized myself for trusting lies. I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear
monuments to an awful lot of people. This one you can see right ahead, so this is your Scott monument. So to commemorate the life and work of Sir Walter Scott, who is Scotland's most famous writer. Right, I don't know if anybody's ever tried to read a book by Sir Walter. Have you? How did you get on? Was it alright? You liked it? So we're in the new town. Anything on this side of the valley is the new town. As you turn the corner, over to your right across the other side of the valley is the old town. And in between you've got the valley, which is the gardens, and also just on into here you've got the Waverley station. And then you've got the hotel, the building with the clock tower. This is the Balmoral Hotel. But right at the very end of the road you can see a hill. This is Carlton Hill. And Edinburgh's kind of famously built on 7 hills. And when you're in Edinburgh, it's almost compulsory to walk up one of the hills. And this hill is one of the easiest ones to get up. You can probably see there's lots of monuments on top. So the tower, this is the Nelson Monument. Then you've got the National Monument, looks like a Greek temple. Hello, do you have a question?
No.
Oh.
Saying my name's Nelson, so...
Oh, is it? This is your monument, sir. You've got to go up the hill and look at it.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. I just wanna be happy.
As I say, I don't know but we do still have a stop here.
Gatinha.
So maybe you want to start number 3? Did you want to start number 3 then? Oh no, just stand up. So yeah, stop number 3 is underneath the bridge. So we go under the bridge into Holyrood, but nobody wants stop number 3. Thank you very much, Gordon. The word Holyrood means the Holy Cross. Also on the left, you get to see in a second the oldest part of the palace, just after this building on the left. And behind it, you can see the remains of Holyrood Abbey, just here on the left now. Also on the left, you've got the Queen's Art Gallery, where they have exhibitions from the Queen's Art Collection. And over on the right is the Parliament. And as you can see, it's a totally different building, very, very modern. They're actually 500 years old. This date This is 1504. We're going to go into Holyrood Park. Holyrood Park is often called the Royal Park or the Queen's Park, and it's called the Royal Park because it was originally the Royal Hunting Ground. This is where the kings of Scotland would have gone hunting for deer. And if you do want to go up Carlton it's a little bit harder than going up Carlton Hill. The park is just on the left. Now I say it's a little bit harder. It's still not very difficult, but it will take you about an hour. It gets a little bit steep, a little bit slippery and rocky, so if you do go, take your time. Make sure you wear sensible shoes, no flip-flops or high heels. And in about an hour you'll be at the top. And you do get but I must admit I wouldn't go in the rain. We're going to go into this area just on the right. You can just start to see a very modern building appearing. This area has got more modern buildings, I think, than any other part of the city. Although it is one of the oldest parts of the city. This used to be a separate town down here to Edinburgh. But it's a museum about the story of the earth. It's very interactive. There's lots to do, lots of buttons to push. But it is only open on Saturdays and Sundays, so you do need to book a ticket before you go. We still have a stop here though. This is stop number 4, so if you wanted to go up Arthur's Seat, this is the stop for you, but I don't think anybody wants to go up Arthur's Seat. Nobody this year. And there are 8,000 guests at the garden party. And while they're here, they drink 15,000 cups of tea. There's no alcohol at the Queen's Garden Party, it's worth remembering that. Everybody rushes to the pub afterwards. And also while they're here, they eat 9,300 sandwiches. So we're now back at not a great the church dates from 1699. But 100 years older is this building on the right, just here. This is the Canongate toll booth. And a toll booth was a bit like a town hall. So every town or community had a toll booth. There was a toll booth at the top of the hill in Edinburgh, but that's now gone. So this is the only toll booth left. It is usually a small museum, but again it's very difficult to socially distance. There are a lot of Edinburgh small museums that still exist. So the word Canongate means the Canon Road, or the Canon's Route. And this was the road that the monks, or the canons, would have used to get into Edinburgh. They would come from the abbey up the hills of Edinburgh, because we're still officially outside the city walls. Canongate didn't become part of Edinburgh until 1864. So right ahead of us at the junction you can see the traffic lights just ahead. This is where the city walls would be. Now the wall that was there was known as the Flogging Wall. It was built following the Battle of Flodden in 1592. People are mostly scared to live outside the city walls, so once you get over the junction, you need a lot more buildings, there's a lot more people. Edinburgh was one of the most crowded cities in Europe during the 17th and 18th century. So we'll cross over the junction, go into the old town. The street name change 3 or 4 houses or buildings which have been turned into a hotel. But in fact this old building is not as old as it looks. You probably can't see it yet, but on the left right now there's a little blue flag that's much bigger than black. And this tells you when the building was finished, and it was finished in 1990. This old hotel is actually only 30 years old. But the idea is they want to keep the character of the Royal Mile the same. The Royal Mile goes right up to the castle, as I said earlier. However, we can't go all the way to the top. We have to turn off here. We're going to go left, and this is towards the south. And we cross over the valley on what's called the South Bridge. So this is the South Bridge right ahead, and it crosses over the valley to the academic area. And if you can look, it doesn't actually look like the bridge before. Just looks like an ordinary street. And that's because there was so little room in this whole thing that they put buildings so where the market is, and that's where they used to sell the cars, and that's known as the grande. And we're going to head there. Before that though, we're going to go down the university area. This building right next door. This was originally the medical school. Spot number 7. There you are, spot number 7, Gordon. If you get a ticket though, do go. It's a great place to go on a rainy day because you can spend all day in there and not see the planes on time. So it is a very busy museum. Doc Gray was a night's watchman in the graveyard, which is right ahead of us behind the pub. And when Jock died in 1858, he was buried in the graveyard. You'll notice he's got a very shiny nose. And that's because people keep touching his nose for good luck. And it is actually damaging the statue, all the millions of people touching his nose. It's the graduation hall. This is where the students get their diplomas. And then right next to the graduation hall is another university building. This is the University Medical School, or rather it was the University Medical School. It's the old medical school now, supposed to be haunted. But if the White Hart is haunted, it's probably haunted by two gentlemen called Burton Hare. Burton Hare are sometimes called body snatchers, but the truth is they weren't body snatchers, they were serial killers. They used to meet people in get them drunk, take them back to their house, and then they'd kill them and sell their bodies to the medical school. Now we don't know how many people they killed. Is this for you? Yeah. This is not for the castle, yeah? You're okay, no, 9. Yeah, can we stop at 9 please, Gordon? You know where you're going, yeah? Cool, no problem. So this is stop number 9. Thank you, see you later, see you later. So here is where you get probably your best view, well, not your best, but one of many actually, views up to the castle. You go a little bit further up the hill, you'll be able to see the royal apartment. And depending upon how busy the castle is, if you visit the castle, you can also go into the royal apartment. And that's where they keep what's called the honours of Scotland. The honours of Scotland are the Scottish crown jewels. But as I say, it does depend on how busy the castle is. The castle is one of the most important visitor sites in the city. So if you do want to go, you need to book the Royal Mile right up to the castle and you'll see how busy it is. And even if you haven't got a ticket for the castle, this is an interesting place to explore. So yeah, Castle Hill is just a head here and on the left. And you can see how busy everything is. Everything is there. Now this area is known as the Lawn Market, and it's called the Lawn Market because there used to be a market here selling linen, and there's a type of fine French linen which is called lawn, and therefore that's why it's called the Lawn Market. So this is where stop number 10 is, as I say, and we'll be there in just a few seconds. So if we want to get off, just wait until we get there. Here we go, stop number 10. Any of you want stop number 10 for the castle? Here we go. Any of you number 10? Oh, nobody's for number 10. That's unusual.
Agora estamos indo no café do Harry Potter. O café do Harry Potter é esse aqui, vermelho. Acho que é The Elephant House. The Elephant House. Falei 50 vezes pra pessoa. E eu disse errado. Esse aqui é o café do Harry Potter. E agora a gente entrou no café do Harry Potter e vamos experimentar e ver aqui as lembrancinhas. apesar da fama do café, eu não achei muito caro os preços. Vou dar uma filmadinha no menu para vocês darem uma olhada. Chegou o nosso café. Eu pedi banana escrito e o Nelson pediu trago. E ao entrar no banheiro, aqui do café do Harry Potter, você encontra as paredes todas rabiscadas com nomes de pessoas e de países, mensagens, tudo que você puder imaginar tem aqui. Encontrei até o nome do Brasil. Ah, deixa eu ver se eu lembro onde foi que eu vi. Achei o nome do Nelson. Mas não foi o Nelson que colocou, porque esse banheiro aqui é banheiro feminino. Eu vi o nome do Brasil aqui em algum lugar. Aqui, no Brasil. E não fui eu que escrevi também. Ou seja, passou mais algum brazuca por aqui. Interessante. Já chegamos em casa, foi mais um dia maravilhoso. Filmei tudo pra vocês, fizemos um tour pela cidade. E eu espero muito que vocês gostem. Agora o Nelson tá fazendo uma comidinha ali pra gente. E a gente vai aproveitar a última noite aqui na Escócia. E talvez eu filme alguma coisinha pra vocês do jantar. Ou talvez a gente prefira mesmo ficar em off, curtir sem câmera, sem nada, porque, como vocês já perceberam, eu sou muito tímida pra gravar e as pessoas também não se sentem tão à vontade com a presença da câmera, né? Então, eu vou ver se eu conseguir eu filmar alguma coisa, se não, eu vou aproveitar, tá bom? Beijo. Pronto, tomei um banhozinho. Já tô aqui bem refrescada. E o Nelson já fez o jantar. E eu vou lá mostrar um pouquinho pra vocês.